Okay, as you can see, I put the wrong in class and the wrong homework on yesterday's lesson. So 715, creating integer coefficients. The in class is supposed to be 51 to 54. The homework was supposed to be 57 to 62. I believe it is listed correctly on Jupyter. Alright, so today's lesson, 716, creating integer coefficients effectively. DLT. By the end of the period, the students will continue to change equations with decimal and fraction coefficients into equations with integer coefficients. Today's in class is 63 to 68, and today's homework is 70 to 75. Get this set up. I thought I was working. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. All right. 716, creating integer coefficients efficiently. Sorry. Shari volunteers over the summer in a veterinarian's clinic. The doctor told Shari to determine the correct dose of medicine to give to the cat Sweetie, who weighs 9.5 pounds. The dosage in milliliters for a 9.5 pound cat is given by X in the formula below. There's our X. Whoa. Shari had never solved such a complicated equation before. She thought about how Janice visualized algebra tiles in question 52. I think Janice is the one that was painting the apartments. And wondered if that could help. Shari visualized the following diagram. Yeah, to me, this doesn't help. So, we're going to take this equation and we're going to copy it down here. And if you remember from the two previous lessons, if we want the fractions to go away, we have to multiply by the denominator. And we got lucky because all of these have the same denominator of 3. So I'm going to multiply each of these by 3. So look, there's a giant 1, and I'm left with 2x. There's a giant 1, and I'm left with 4. And there's a giant 1, and I'm left with 10. So we will just copy this over here. Alright, what should we do first? We have to do the opposite of adding 4, which is minus 4. And now we have to do the opposite of multiplying by 2, which is divide by 2. So X equals 3, and the medicine for the cat will be in milliliters. Scooting up. Alright. Examine the equation. X divided by 4 minus 5, 6 equals 7. It says multiply each term by 4. My voice is cracking. Multiply each term by 4, and then what happened? So if I go like this. That's a giant 1. That's X. Ah, Mrs. Caldwell. Okay, I can't giant 1, the 4, and the 6, so I'm just going to go 5 times 4 is 20. And I'll put that 6 on the bottom. And then 7 times 4 is 28. Sorry about that. Okay. I do notice inside this equation that this fraction can be reduced if you divide the top and the bottom by 2. So then we really have X minus 10 over 3 equals 28. It says, do any fractions remain? Yeah, there's a fraction right there, 10/3. Yes. Okay, if you have not already done so, decide what you can change, how you can change your result from part A so that no fractions remain. So now we want to get rid of this fraction right here. So we will write the same thing down. And we're going to multiply by 3 because 3 is the denominator. Minus 10 over 3 divided by 3. Is that still on camera? Yeah, thank goodness. Equals 28 multiplied by 3. Okay, so when I put parentheses around each of those, it's going to act as my multiplication thing. So then, what do we have? We have 3x, cross that out, giant 1, minus 10 equals 28 times 3. Hey Google, what's 28 times 3?
The answer is 84.
84. Okay, and then if we wanted to solve this equation now, looks crooked. If we wanted to solve this equation now, first I will add 10 to both sides. I get 3x equals 94. Divide by 3, because that's the opposite of multiplying by 3. Hey Google, what's 94 divided by 3?
The answer is approximately 31.333333.
Okay, so that's that. Repeat. Or you know what? I like this answer better. 31 1/3. Either one of those, to me, is acceptable. Alright. So, it says multiplying. Let me scoot this up. Multiplying x divided by 4 minus 5, 6 equals 7 by 4. It didn't eliminate the fractions, because remember we saw that fraction? What could you have multiplied by to get rid of all the fractions? Okay, so we did this one in 2 steps. First we multiplied by 4, and then we multiplied by 3. So what happens if you multiply something by 4 and then you multiply it by 3? What are you really multiplying it by? What's 4 times 3? 12. So here we will multiply each term by 12. Explain how you got to 12. So first, that's an F. First we multiplied by 4, then we multiplied by 3. 4 times 3 equals 12. Okay, so now we want to take the original problem again up here and multiply each of the terms by 12. So I'm going to write my original. Okay, so then if we do that, go over here. Okay, so look, if you have 12 divided by 4, what do you really have? You have 3, so I'm going to cross these out and make that a 3. What if you have 12 divided by 6? What do you have? You now have 2. Alright, so 3 times x is 3x. 5 times 2 is 10. And 7 times 12 is 84. So that is the same exact cleaned up equation we got up here. So then now they want us to solve the resulting equation. Okay, so here we go. 3x minus 10 equals 84. Plus 10 plus 10. 3x equals 94. We divided by 3. We got x equals 31 1/3. Oh, it says to check our solution. Okay, so then here we're going to check. So if we had 3 times 31 1/3 minus 10, will that equal 84? What's 3 times 31 1/3? That's 94. What's 94 minus 10? Does that 84 equal this 84? Check. Okay. So now we're ready for the other page. The other side, I mean. To the other side. Alright. Line that up. Cutting it off? It is cutting it off. Wait a second. Okay, good. The method you used in problem 64 to eliminate fractions from an equation can be called fraction busters. That's so juvenile. Okay, because the multiplication of the equation by a common denominator or several of the common denominators eliminates or busts the fraction. The result is an equation with no fractions. Okay. Shari is attempting to solve this equation. So I have 3, 6, and 2 as my denominators. So what's a common denominator of 3, 6, and 2? 6. 6 is a common denominator because 3 will divide into 6, 6 will divide into 6, and 2 will divide into 6. Discuss with your team how you could use the common denominator to eliminate the fractions in Shari's equation. We will multiply each term by 6. And so I think that's exactly what they want us to do in B. So check it out. 2b over 3 multiplied by 6 minus 1/6 times 6 equals b over 2 times 6. Oh, my b's and my 6's are kind of looking the same. All right, so here we go. 6 divided by 3 is 2, so this becomes 2. This is my giant 1. No. Yeah, so this becomes a 1 down here. Okay, so 6 divided by 2 is 3. You know what? Excuse me. I gotta go turn off my robot. It's gonna be noisy. Okay, sorry. I had to go turn off. Roomba. It would have come in here and just made a huge noise. All right. So where did we leave off? Okay. So check it out. 2 times 2b is 4b. I think that's just 1. And then 3 times b is 3b. Wow, that's a lot more. That's a lot nicer looking than the other one. Okay. So then it says solve for B, check your answer. Okay, so remember here. 4B minus 1 equals 3B. Okay, so think about the maths and we're balancing. What do they both have that's the same? They both have 3b. So let's take that away from both sides because we're balancing. So now I have 1b minus 1 equals 0. Man, I didn't give myself enough room. All right. 1b minus 1 equals 0. We will add this 1 to both sides. And then I'm going to take that 1 off. So I have b equals 1. Whoa, that's it? Oh, we have to check. So, where are we checking it? In the original one or the cleaned up one? I think we're checking it in the cleaned up one. So 4 times 1 minus 1 equals 3 times 1. 4 times 1 is 4 minus 1. What's 3 times 1? 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. Does that equal 3? Check. All right. Moving right along. Shari is worried that Sweetie is too thin. The doctor tells Shari that the weight of a typical cat like Sweetie is given by W in the formula below. A healthy cat is within 2 pounds of a typical cat weight. Is Sweetie too thin? Whoa, check it out. They put fractions and decimals in the same equation. Alright, so before we can answer this little blank, we have to solve this. So, look. How would you read this? Don't say 5.5. It's 5 and 5/10. So I think 10 is going to be my common denominator. So let's see. Can we do this? Can we go like this? Okay. So then what will we have? Look, giant 1, 3W. 10 divided by 5 is what, you guys? 2? It comes to 2. Now, what's 5.5 times 10? I moved the decimal one place. Is it 55? It is 55. Okay, combine like terms. What's 3W plus another 2W? 5W. How do we, what's the opposite of dividing by, multiplying by 5? I gave it away, divide by 5. So the cat, so the healthy cat would weigh 11. What does Sweetie weigh again? 9.5. Is 9.5 within 2 pounds of 11? Yes. So is Sweetie too thin? Sweetie is not too thin. Sweetie is fine. You're fine. Alright. So then question 67, scoot that up. It says, work with your team to solve the following equations. Can you find a number to multiply by that will eliminate all the fractions in one step? So we're looking for what? Common denominator. So if my denominators are 6, 4, and 3, what's a common denominator of 6, 4, and 3? 24 is, but I'm looking for a least common denominator. Let's try 12. Okay. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Cross this out. Make that a 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Cross these out. Put a 3 there. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Cross that out. Make that a 4. Okay, so when we clean this up, what's 2 times 5x? 10x. What's 3 times 11? 33. What's 4 times 17? I don't know. Oh, it's 68. Alright. Step 1. Subtract 33. I didn't get this one. 10x equals 35. Divide by 10. Check if I'm still on camera. Okay. X equals 3.5. Circle. Okay. Common denominator of 6, 12, and 8. Ooh, 6, 12, and 8. 24. Good job. $24 divided by 6 is 4. Cross these out, make it a 4. 24 divided by 12 is 2. Cross those out, make it a 2. 24 divided by 8 is 3. Make that a 3. That's a 3, by the way. A 3. Okay. So 4 times x is 4x. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times x is 3x. Okay, time to balance. What do they have that they both have the same number of x's? Okay, 3x. Then we have x equals 2. Nice. Okay, oh my goodness, look at this one. Common denominator. Whoa, I have 4 denominators. Common denominator of 3, 5, 15, and 9. No, it's not 15 because of the 9. It doesn't work with the 9. 45. All right. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Cross these out, make it 15. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Cross these out, make it a 9. 45 divided by 15 is 3. Cross those out, make it a 3. 45 divided by 9 is 5. Cross those out, make it a 5. Okay, what's 15 times x? 15x. What's 9 times 2? It's 18. What's 3 times 4? It is 12. What is 5 times 2x? It's 10x. Okay. How many x's can we balance out from both sides? 10x. And then we have 5x minus 18 equals 12. Okay, now we're going to add 18. Check if I'm still on camera. Okay. Then we have 5x equals what? 30? Shoo! Divided by 5, barely making it fit. X equals 6. I'm doing on time. Wow, okay. 2 more. Okay, so fraction busters in reverse is when they give you these large numbers and we just find a number that will divide into these 3 evenly so we can make it into a smaller number. So think huge. Huge. No, not 3. Think huge. Okay, so 300. I'm going to divide each of these by 300. That's a 0. So 300 goes into 301. So that's just x. 300 goes into 1500. Well, you can think of it as 3 goes into 15. Goes in there 5 times. And then 300 into 2400. How many times will 3 go into 24? It goes in there 8. Look, I took that hot mess and I made it in the x minus 5 equals 8. So then we go to solve that by adding 5 to both sides. Nice, nice, nice. X equals 13. Sweet. So don't get scared by big numbers because we can always divide them down and get them smaller. Okay, think of a number that will divide into all 4 of those. 3. 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. Okay, 36 divided by 3 is 12. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I'll just call that minus r. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. And don't forget your r. Okay, what do I want to do? I feel like a negative in front of my coefficient. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add 2r to both sides. So if I have 2r minus 1r, that's just r. What am I doing? What did I do? Oh, 12 plus r equals 6. And then we will subtract 12 from both sides. I am desperately running out of room. R equals, what's 6 minus 12? R equals negative 6. Do I have space to circle it without writing on my table? Yes, I do. Okay. So that concludes this lesson. Remember, the homework for tonight is 70 to 75. And I did make a mistake on 1.715. Alright. Goodbye, kids.